This little girl's doing much better today. Yesterday, she was found at a home in Detroit, believed to be part of a dogfighting ring. I'll tell you how it all worked ahead.
Who's in whose face? You!
Things got contentious and emotional as the UAW votes to send its tentative agreement with General Motors to the membership for a full vote.
Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
But we begin at 11 with the freeze warning in effect overnight for all of Metro Detroit.
Ouch. Let's get right to Ben, though. But we're also tracking a warm-up on the way, right, Ben?
Yeah, we've got to get through the rough stuff first. This is going to be the coldest air that we have felt since April. And even though right now it's all 40s, the clouds have been hanging on. That's kept temperatures elevated. But as soon as those go away, these numbers are going to crater. Already seeing the upper 30s here in Sandusky and Port Huron. So here's how we're going to wake up tomorrow morning. Temperatures in the metro zone may not actually get to 32 in the city, but outside of Detroit, very close to that mark. And then outside of the metro zone, that's when the real cold temperatures start to show up. 30s in parts of Lenawee County, close to freezing here at the lakeshore. There will be some 20s out in the west zone. Howell up to Flint is where you'll see 29. And our north zone, there'll be 20s here as well, and right around freezing towards M59. Coming up, we'll see the warmer temperatures for the weekend and some amazing video of how the beach got eaten away by the winds today. We'll take a look at that coming up. Devin.
And now to a high-stakes day for the United Auto Workers. Its National GM Council spent hours sequestered poring over the tentative deal, and when the decision finally came down, for some, it turned tense and pretty emotional. Mara McDonald live in Warren tonight. Mara, workers still walking the picket line now until this ratification vote is taken.
Devin, that's exactly what happens, and the UAW wants to move this process along. To that end, it says it's going to start informational meetings on this contract at all the GM UAW halls starting this Saturday. They want that final vote taken by next Friday. Moments after the UAW's National Council voted to send that tentative deal to the membership, it got tense.
Your shirt says unity? There is no unity with you.
Mary Barr just took you guys to the bank. She's in your pocket.
So if you're such a great leader, get your people to vote no.
We are. No.
UAW members from Lordstown, which under this deal remains shuttered, heckled other shop chairmen as they left the hours-long marathon meeting.
My wife and kids are living in Austintown, and I got to go to Bowling Green, Kentucky, because corporate greed, that's what it's all about. You move a car to Mexico, we can make the Chevy Blazer in Lordstown.
The highlights of the deal: an $11,000 signing bonus. For part-timers, it's $4,500. Profit-sharing bonus, $12,000 cap has been eliminated. They get a 4% lump sum bonus, a 3% wage increase, and that luxury health care plan remains.
This strike actually became more than just a strike for the UAW. It was about the hearts and minds of American workers and the middle class.
Who we did not hear from today, UAW President Gary Jones, who has been implicated but not charged in that ongoing federal corruption probe sweeping the UAW. Back here live. So what will it take to ratify this UAW deal? Simply majority vote. We're live in Warren tonight. I'm Mara McDonald. Local 4.
And hoping to see it tallied by a week from tomorrow. All right, Mara. Kim.
An accidental discovery of possible workings of a dogfighting ring. It happened yesterday when somebody noticed 2 dogs tied up and in distress on Detroit's east side. One of the dogs so badly hurt it needed to be taken to the vet. Jason Colthorpe is there tonight with more. Jason.
Good evening, Kim. These 2 dogs, who have been nicknamed Samson and Delilah, are believed to be part of a plot to grow a dogfighting ring.
I went back there and I seen them, the big tow chains, the padlock to the fence.
Dan Reynolds was installing windows in a home on Myers on the east side Wednesday when he and his partner noticed 2 dogs padlocked to a fence, no food, no water, no shelter.
When we walked up, you could see the scars on the other dog's face. We seen the ribs. I mean, you could tell it was bad.
He made some calls to different shelters, and eventually Detroit police came out.
I mean, you could tell they wanted help.
There's your girlfriend.
Along with police was Sean Wagey of 313 Canine and Kitty Rescue. She believes this was a trap to catch more dogs for a dogfighting ring.
Definitely wounds from being bit. Same with the scars all over his face. That's just one big infection, like mass right there.
Wege says they put out a female in heat, in this case, Delilah. They tie up a bait dog, Samson, and wait for another male to come along and approach the female and start fighting with the bait dog.
They'll hear it come out, be able to snatch up the other dog, and then use that as bait for actual fighting dogs.
Samson needs surgery, but not until this infection is under control.
It's sickening, it is. I mean, he's just a baby, and he's so sweet.
Now, I talked to the city on this, and the protocol is if dogfighting is involved or even suspected, animal control doesn't handle it. It goes straight to the Detroit Police Department, and then the Humane Society gets involved if needed. Now, Samson's surgery, which will happen here at this animal hospital in Lincoln Park, is expected to be costly. And if you'd like to help out with donations with that, the K9 313 is handling that. We've put a link to the story at clickondetroit.com. Kim?
Who owns the dogs? Were they ever able to make contact with he or she?
Well, when police showed up, a man did come out, said he didn't know anything about the dogs being tied up, but somehow he was able to get the owner of the dogs on the phone. Police made it clear they'd like him to show up because they were going to arrest him. Shockingly, he did not show up, but police are well aware of the situation. Kim?
Yeah. All right, Jason.
A woman wanted for hitting a Detroit police officer with her car is in custody tonight. This was the scene from Sky 4 just before noon. This is near 8 Mile and Van Dyke. Investigators said the woman hit the officer was on foot, and then that the woman drove off. The officer was not seriously injured, but the woman was arrested around 7 o'clock tonight as police spotted her near 8 Mile and Hoover. She was taken to the hospital after crashing her car trying to get away.
Farmington Hills police are adding extra patrols in one neighborhood after a man approaches two children and begins taking pictures of them. Happened Monday around 3 p.m. in the area of Park Hill and Orchard Lake Road. Children told police they were walking home from the bus stop when a man stopped near them, got out of his SUV and started taking pictures of them on his cell phone. When they ran, he drove away in a white SUV. He's described as in his 40s with brown hair and having a large scar on the side of his face.
Well, pizza was probably about the last thing on one customer's mind by the time a car came crashing through a Little Caesars in Sterling Heights. The man was sitting in a chair at the Little Caesars on 14 Mile and Shaner waiting for his order as a car came barreling through the window.
You were thinking about the life passed before you, but it was more like, what a lousy way to go. I had myself like this, and it nudged my elbow. I could feel that, but as soon as the car hit me, the car stopped.
Wow. Police say that there were apparently no drugs or alcohol involved in the crash.
Major freeway and lane closures are coming this weekend throughout Macomb and Wayne County starting Friday night. Westbound I-94 from I-96 to Livernois will be closed. Eastbound I-94 from 8 Mile to I-696 will be reduced to one lane, along with both lanes of I-94 from I-275 to US 24. All lanes are expected to reopen by 5 a.m. Still ahead, police say a Michigan teacher's side job was putting students in danger.
What he's accused of selling, it was not answers to a test.
A local apple orchard is targeted by thieves. The evidence they left behind after stealing 7,000 pounds of apples.
So it's really causing like a stir that needs to happen to jumpstart an artistic renaissance in Detroit.
City of Detroit hitting a big milestone with the help of a local artist who is changing the look of several communities, and we've got that next.
People of all ages are coming to this local art gallery, and it's all for free. I'm Everett Cassamy. Tomorrow at 6 a.m. for your neighborhood, we're going to go inside of this local nonprofit that is helping people embrace their inner creativity and taking art into schools.
Tomorrow at 5. What she did at the drive-thru let a scammer drive up charges on her account.
The balance kept going down.
It happened in a snap, and it can happen to you.
It wasn't $1 million, but it was my paycheck, and somebody else spent it.
See the simple mistake anyone can make and how cons are using it to pull a fast one on fast food customers.
Now the Help Me Hank team revealing what you need to know to help keep your money safe. Important information tomorrow starting at 5.